What's up? T. Early Millionaire is back in the house once again. Well, I'm actually riding in my truck, like usual. You know, a lot of my videos, I be in my truck. I'm always on the go. I'm always out being productive, taking care of business. You know, today we're going to chop it up about 4 different ways to talk to a seller when you want to buy a property from them. There's 4 different ways you can go about it. It's a 4-step process. What I was learned to use, and I'm sharing that with you all today. A 4-step process. It's very simple. You follow this right here, you're gonna make a lot of money. The first thing, there's 4 different ways we can offer to buy a property. The first way is cash offer. Cash offer, right? We offer the seller cash. They either accept or decline, or they want to negotiate it, right? If we can come to an agreement, seal the deal, close the deal. If we cannot come to an agreement, we have to move on to the next step. Well, before we move to the next step, let's still talk about the cash offer. Cash offers don't always work. Don't think that you always have to try to squeeze them numbers in there, because they're not going to always fit. They're not going to always fit. I know some of you be pulling out your calculators. You're sitting there punching in your numbers, doing your numbers about 1,000,000 different ways, trying to make them work, trying to make them fit. They're just not going to fit with the cash offer all the time. And don't throw those leads in the trash. You're throwing away money when you throw those leads in the trash. Just because you can't get it on the cash offer doesn't mean you can make the deal work. Remember that. 2, the second thing you do if the cash offer doesn't work, you can go into a seller, or what we call an owner finance. You can do a seller finance deal. You got ask the seller, say, hey, we know that a cash offer will not work, but will you be willing to entertain seller or owner financing? The seller gonna tell you 1 to 3 things. They're gonna say, yes, I will entertain it. They're gonna say, no, I will not entertain it. Or they're gonna say, what do you have in mind? Because they don't really understand the concept of a seller finance. They're gonna ask you, what is it? Okay? And so, when they say yes, you're still gonna have to put numbers together, just as well as you're going to put numbers together when they be like, what do you mean by it? A seller finance. Okay? So, the difference between the yes and the maybe, or the what do you mean, right, is that on the yes, they want to do it. Now it's just all about getting the numbers in perspective to make the deal go through. When they don't understand what a seller finance is, that's now you got to somewhat educate them. You got to educate them on what it is. And you got to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Explain it in layman terms when they don't understand. Only thing you telling them, keep it real simple. You just tell them, what I'll be able to do is make payments to you until I'm able to cash you out at a later date. And they're going to be like, oh, okay. And then they're going to give you that answer. Yes, I'll be willing to entertain it, or no, I don't want to entertain it. All right? So, if seller financing doesn't work, the next thing you can go to, the third thing you go to is lease option. Lease with the option to buy. Okay? And what that means is, you don't own the property. You're just leasing the property with the option to buy it at a later date. And sometimes, in some cases, they will accept that because they feel like, okay, I'm not giving up my benefits, my tax write-offs, my equity, things of that nature, right? They still have all their benefits. And sometimes they'll be willing to do that. But if for some odd reason they don't want to do that, the next step, the fourth step you can go to is option. Option agreement. You can do an option. And what I mean by that is an option is for people who don't have realtor license, okay? That agreement is for those who don't have realtor license. A real estate agent really won't, have to use that option thing, the option agreement, unless they want to just waive their commission and, go for the option to make a bigger payday. Then they can waive their commission, right? And also I do want to let y'all know, this is for informational purposes only. Maybe I should have started the video off like that. I'm not giving you any legal advice. I'm not telling you to get real estate license. I'm not telling you not to get real estate license. I'm just giving you information on some things that I know and have done. Okay? Now that's out the way. Let's get back to the business. All right, so you can do an option agreement. And what that means to do an option agreement is you're not going to lease it. You're not going to make monthly payments until you get it cashed out. You're just asking for a certain amount of time, preferably 3 to 6 months, with the option to buy. So it's more of a it's more of like what I consider a long-term agreement to buy a property. And when that time comes, you either can buy it or you can walk away. You have the option to buy it at the time, and the owner has to sell to you. You have to you first in line, in other words, to buy that property. The owner will not be able to sell that property to anyone unless they come to you first. They got to give you first dibs on it. Put it that way. Does that make sense to you? They gotta give you first opportunity to buy that property when you are in an option agreement. Okay? And then what you can do an axe deal with it. You can get the property under contract, and then if you find a buyer who wants to buy it, and you get your spread in the middle, you can assign that property back to the seller, and they close the deal with that buyer. Very, very, very smooth technique. Very smooth technique. Out of all of these deals, out of all of these ways, these 4 ways you can go about doing real estate deals, I will be doing other videos on where I'll break down the moving pieces to how to do those deals individually. I'll make a video specifically for each individual way on how you can do a deal. That way you can get the insight on it. Oh, I'm about to drop these gems on y'all. I'm blessing y'all. I'm going to continue to bless you. I'm going to continue to bless you because it is my duty to help as many people as possible. It is my duty to do that. Someone gave me the information. Someone told me the information. I paid for a lot of information. I'm in some great mastermind groups, and my job is to help somebody else, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I do want to add, it could be a 5th way you could go about getting a real estate deal done. Also, a lot of people might not use this 5th way you could go about it. Some of you can. Maybe some of you are out there doing it, and that is, if you're in the property management side, which I am. I own a property management company plus a real estate investment company. So if for some odd reason those first 4 ways of buying a deal doesn't work, I'll shift the conversation to say, hey, would you be interested in property management? someone managing your properties. Some of them go for it, some of them don't. But those are some of the ways you can go about doing your deal. So don't think it's just one way. You have to be what they call a transaction engineer. You have to know multiple ways on how to get a real estate deal closed. Always be closed. You got to figure out how to get it closed. Most importantly, find out why the seller is selling. That's like one of the golden questions you ask. Why are you selling? Right? Find that out, because that's going to give you the answer to the motivation and let you know how motivated they are, and you build your deal around that motivation. Because don't just go in the deal thinking, oh man, cash offer, right? You really don't know what you're going to do and how you're going to buy a property until you find out the true motivation on why they're selling. And then you're going to build your deal around that. And I promise you, you'll be amazed on how you'll get a great deal that way. By helping someone. The key to it all is become a problem solver. Forget about the money right then. Forget about the money. Figure out what the problem is. Focus on the problem. Focus on finding the solution to the problem. You'll get what you want. I guarantee that. What else? So much information and stuff running through my mind I want to give y'all. I got to slow my brain down and say, hey, one thing at a time. But anyway, those are 4 ways plus 1, I would say. 5 ways for some of y'all out there who's into property management and or would like to get into the property management side to also make money, because that could build cash flow. It could teach you the ins and outs about real estate, what goes on with a rental property, know how to buy it right, know what to expect in the rental property market, because things do happen. It's not if it happens, it's always when it will happen, so you have to account for it. So property management could be a great thing for you to learn. And also what it also does, it builds clientele for you. Anytime you get an investor to want you to manage their property, guess what? You just got you a buyer. And who you think they're going to trust when they want to get some more property? You. Because they're looking for you to protect their investment. I didn't think about it like that, did you? Dropping them gems. But yeah, I definitely want y'all to like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. Click that bell so anytime I upload a video, y'all get that notification so y'all can check out these gems I'm dropping on y'all. Hey, we're going to continue to keep this thing moving. Y'all stay blessed. Peace out.
DJ Gutter Mixtapes. Right about now.